Hey everyone, welcome back to Blake's Acres. I'm Joe. Today we're going to do something cool. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Haven't got a lot of videos out, so I figured this one would be a good one to shoot. We will be doing a DIY solar fence charger build. You can buy some of these kits pre-made. They're quite expensive. As most of you know that have livestock, or if you don't know and you're just getting into it and you're thinking solar fencer is the way to go, the store-bought solar fencers usually don't have enough joule output to really do much for any of the livestock, especially goats, pigs. They need a lot more joules to keep them contained than a really good trained cow. Now, cows can be just as bad as the other animals if they're not trained to electric already. So I have been doing some research on this, and it's something that I wanted to do. So I'll show you guys. I'm going to unbox some of the stuff, components I bought for it, and I will talk about the prices I paid for this in all. And then I'll go into the build. I'm probably going to do that a little bit later today. I just had a few moments I could do the unboxing. So this is Top Solar, all the components I bought off of Amazon. It's a 100-watt solar panel kit. So it comes with your solar panels laying to the bottom. I'm not going to pull it out right now. You get your charge controller that comes with it. It's probably not top of the line stuff, but this is a test run. If for some reason a component fails, I'll probably upgrade to a better quality product, but I really just wanted to get some stuff, play with it, try it, show you guys what I'm doing, and go from there. So you get the charge controller. You've already got the leads on this panel, and it comes with the positive and negative cables to go from the charge controller to your battery, and then it also comes with positive and negative cables to go from the charge controller to the panel. It also comes with a bracket kit. I could choose between the roof mounted kits or this bracket kit. This is the one I wanted, so I could tilt and adjust this panel depending on what pasture I'm in and what time of year it is to adjust the sun. It also comes with a package of hardware, nuts and bolts and stuff for putting this whole assembly together. So I'm just going to close this back up. The next component I bought, I went ahead right on Amazon and bought, they're called Mighty Max batteries. This is a 12 volt, 35 amp hour battery. This comes with your bolts to attach your cables right to the battery itself. But basic battery, I think this, I had to look at the sheet. I had the sheet in there. Tell you what all these components are. But I got such a large battery because right now this year, the way it looks, we're just going a long period of time with no sun and a boatload of rain, so I want to make sure that this thing stays charged to keep my cows in. I ran a small Gallagher fence charger last 2 years, and it worked okay for the older cows, but the calves and the young heifers did not respect that fence charger at all. And it's on a lease, so I don't want to ruin that relationship with the property owner because the cows don't stay in the fence. So they're getting a higher end fence charger down there. Now you don't have to buy this component. I just seen it and it was like, it was cheap enough. But this is an actual grounding rod kit. Has bolts to bolt the alligator clips and whatnot in there. This is for clipping right to your fence charger to ground your fence out. Push right down on the ground. It's metal, so I thought that was neat. I've got another one that's already out there, but then when it gets really dry, I figured I could double them up and have more grounding power. last but not least, Cyclops. Now this one is the Champ. This is made for running off 12-volt battery. You can get these in wall plug or 12-volt. Cyclops actually has pretty good warranty. You can send these back. They can rebuild components. They have, after I take this out later to hook it up, I'm not going to unbox it right now. You can send these back to the manufacturer and have components rebuilt on them, which I really like. I have another one, the same exact model. It's 5 joule that plugs into the wall that I really liked until it did end up having failures. They aren't waterproof, so I'm going to try something different with this one. I just got to pick the stuff up for it. So I bought this. It has plenty of power output for what I'm doing. Down there in those lower pastures, way more than enough. They really put out the kick. These are the components I bought. I'm going to grab that sheet of paper and tell you what I have into this right now. So the grounding rod kit that I just showed you, it was 30 bucks. You don't necessarily need that. You can make your own out of whatever and probably go cheaper, but I figured I was already buying components for it, I might as well. The battery itself was $74. Like I said, 12 volt, 35 amp hour. It's pretty good. The fence charger, that was $295, but like I said, it's well worth it for what it is. I thought about going with a less expensive charger, but I've personally dealt with the Cyclops and I like them. I kind of know what I'm dealing with those, so I just went with something I was familiar with. You don't have to go with a solar charger or a fence charger like this. You can do more research and choose a different brand if you'd like. And then the 100-watt solar panel kit, like I said, come with charge controller, the wires and everything. It was $99. All in all for this kit, $541.40. That's shipping and everything right to my door. And the only other component, I'm going to be putting all this stuff inside. I actually have a plastic tote laying around, so I'm just going to build it on top of that and put all the components inside to keep it waterproof and portable. So yeah, I don't think that's bad at all, considering Cyclops sells these kits, and I want to say they're well over $1,000 for these. Nothing against them. If you want a pre-built one, that's definitely the one I would go with. Or you can, you buy the pre-built solar fence chargers, and they don't last. The internal batteries, if you can't change them out, some you can. They just don't have the power, and they don't last long enough to make it worth spending that kind of money, because some of the bigger ones that put out half the joules this system's going to put out was just as much for half the joules and half the power. So figured this would be a good way to go and give me a next little project to work on. So that's what I'm going to be hopefully tinkering with this afternoon. I'll get back to you guys when I get to it. So as you can see, these Cyclops come with extra fuses, fuse holders for surge protection on one side and lightning protection on the fence side. Pretty nice. If they pop, you usually just replace these. These come with the alligator clamps for the battery. Got this laid out. And then I'm going to end up putting them in this tote. And I'm actually going to use this as a test run. I don't need this for another few days for the cows. So I'm going to put it on this netting. And if it can charge that and keep goats in, it'll be doing pretty good. So I'm just figuring out where I'm placing everything for the moment. I'm going to put it in here, do a temporary setup, and then I'll probably secure everything after I figure out where I want it. So this is the charge controller that came with the solar panel. You can see positive, negative for the solar panel, positive, negative for the battery, and this is for load. If you want this charge controller to run the load, we're not going to, just because this clips right directly onto the battery. So we just need that port and that port. Okay, so you can see, got the charge controller hooked up to the battery. It is reading 12.8 volts, which is good.
Leads to the solar panel are outside here. That's the ground wire going to the fence charger. Positive coming out to the fence. Got everything hung up where I want it. There's a lot of space in this tote, but it was free. I'm not going to complain. I might add a bottom in here to hold the battery completely still in place, and a little storage shelf for some alligator clip jumper wires, extra fencing, electrical stuff in here. So we're going to hook this up and see. Gage, you touching that?
No.
So we got the solar panel sitting on top for now. Like I said, I'm going to find a better way to mount this so it stays ready to attach this. Pretty simple. They have clear markers on these lines for positive and negative going in. It's later in the afternoon. It's kind of a shady spot, so be a good test run for it. I just tested this fence, and it was reading over 1,000. I just tested the fence, and she's pretty hot. So we got the 100-watt solar panel hooked up. Pretty straightforward. They got clearly marked on the wires underneath what positive, negative. You only can, one end fits one end. Like I said, fairly expensive, $541. It is currently powering 2 sections of that poultry netting, which is horrible to keep. You can see it's all broke and everything else. But I'm using them to clean up some area out here and get them out on some grass. But Emmy had a new little doeling. She's over in the barn laying there. It looks like Maggie's gonna end up freshening here pretty soon. Mary's gonna freshen soon. So what?
I love cupcakes more than you do. Love cupcakes.
A weirdo. New shirt from Backwoods Butcher. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys following along. I'll do like a little update video here in a few weeks after we get it out for the cow pasture. See how it's still working for us. Get this panel mounted correctly and see how it goes. I'll let you guys know. Hope to catch you guys on the next one.